Nyoma bi ekoso ewo high court sisi achema Wontumi judges no ama ne strong warning na abusua enye asam keto akwa chairman Wontumi ene ne nkofo akwa threaten say eche case na ekoso no ohwe ba bia ne case ne mpempenso no ewura na omo fast track case no and case no ewo last stage say the final ruling na Babontin, but chairman Wontumi and lawyers in the shebe a case no rana omo hu ne say judges no fast track case no eche say ono so mpenisa into no threaten say ne say dia opapa petition chief justice Paul Bafuboni na eche say one high court for na yeden akasa na chairman Wontumi we and strike a judge na wa man strong warning e won nyoma bi a oye because you see a chairman Wontumi hwe baby and the case no ewurana afi o dwane akwa akotoa chief justice or petition chief justice say chief baby am case no lawyers na any judges no the case no pempen so na omode ekone de omo mma me kwan kra ma me nso menya den file ni statement abusua enti si ano court no judges no omobo afu chairman Wontumi a chese isi ano mama na strong warning enye asam keto akra black rasta the honsem ababetu ya me corner yenkonko tie ensma because there is much interesting moment ahead court cases na ekoso no ya posti flyers no ababontin a week we mu no court cases bi ebekoso bia no ya dia tum say ye de bebremo e wa ha say unsubscribe ya subscribe na hit on the notification bell so na be any updates bi ebe drop no so onsa ebetumi akabi medamase.
Judge wants Chairman Wontumi for the last amidst threats to petition CJ. Judge wants Chairman Wontumi for the last amidst threats to petition CJ. Now, John Dramani Mahama has been able to convince the nation that there is a need for speedy trials, especially for people who have served in the past government and picked up by oral Operation Recover All Loot and cited for some level of misbehavior. These trials must be sped up because there are a lot captured in the web of oral. Many Ghanaians have started complaining that oral does not exist anymore. Many are calling for the head of some authorities who they believe should be pushing this quickly. My brother, my sister, but our courts are quite slow. People need to be given time to file their defense in the spirit of fairness. So Chairman Wontumi went to court. And the judge looked at him. And we all remember Justice Francis Apangabono Achebunga. He's a judge that many Supreme Court judges and beyond, including the retired ones, have lauded and praised for his straightforwardness and his love for justice. He is one man who has been handpicked to be able to handle some of these trials. And he is so resilient. He doesn't rest. Almost every other day he's in court so that this thing can move fast. Chairman Wontumi went to court and the sitting judge felt that he was pussyfooting, stonewalling, and he decided to warn him, not in this court. You must hurry up. And his lawyer is not happy about it. Give us time at our own pace. Let us be able to build our defense. It looks like we are rushing us. What's wrong? And then another guy who never keeps his word, the bleach-faced lawyer, Maurice Ampaw, who told us that if Mahama won the elections, he will relocate to Togo. There was no way Mahama was going to win the election. He was a puppet of Baumia and Nana Addo. And when Mahama finally won, he swallowed back the vomit like the proverbial dog in the book of Proverbs in the Bible. This is Maurice Ampaw. Maurice Ampaw has advised Chairman Wontumi, and I honestly do not know how many people in their right senses will take legal advice from this guy after telling us that and proving to us that he's a man who can't keep his word. If you listen to him, wow, JJ. But what is Maurice Ampaw saying? Is captured in the news. It's flying all over the place. And here, Ghana Web has made it clear. Petition CJ now. Maurice Ampaw reacts to judge's warning to Wontumi&Lawyers. Run the story. It's interesting. Hey. In court, there's a warning. They have been told. Private legal practitioner Maurice Ampaw has called on the legal team of the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP, Bernard Nkwibo, to petition the Chief Justice over comments made by a trial judge in court. Now, his comments follow certain concerns raised by the judge over delays in ongoing trial. Yes, in the ongoing trial involving Chairman Wontumi and his associates. Now, speaking in an exclusive interview with Ghana Web's Mandy Ajimai on Friday, May 8th, that's today, Ampaw said the judge's comments create the impression that she is under pressure to speed up the case due to public discussion surrounding the matter. Chairman Wontumi and his lawyers must petition the Chief Justice for this statement. There should be a petition to the Chief Justice that they are not comfortable with the statement that the judge made in open court, because it means that the judge is under pressure to hurry the case. And then the fear is that the judge is also listening to public commentary, which is not a duty, he said. Maurice Ampaw further argued that the judges are expected to focus only on the evidence before them and not on public opinions on cases before the courts. They swore an oath not to listen to the public commentaries. That is why we have the court. Those public commentaries are rather politicizing the matter, he argued. He also questioned why the judge blamed Wontumi's lawyers for the delay in the case. That's it. Now, my brother, people like Maurice Ampaw, I honestly wonder how they got their law certificates. I'm not being harsh. Somebody, a judge, has sworn an oath that he will not listen to public commentary. That he will not be influenced by the public. He would only look at the evidence. Does it mean that when lawyers go to court, they can drag the case for as long as they want? Is that the argument? Does it make sense? If a lawyer goes to court and starts to pussyfoot, slow down the whole procedure by wasting the court's time, sometimes they could even be cited for contempt, disrespectful behavior. My brother, my sister, it's like in football. We have 90 minutes, right? But sometimes we have time added on when there has to be results. A winner and a loser. Now, in the game of football, and listen attentively. When a player realizes that he is in the lead and he decides to waste the time of the whole game, what does the arbiter or the referee do? A player can decide to pick up the ball as if he's going to throw it, and then he will drop the ball on the floor, and another person is running 6 million miles away to come and pick the ball just to waste time. Sometimes we know how they do it. They just fall as if somebody has kicked them. The smallest touch, they are on the floor. They will wriggle and act and steal some 5 minutes of the time. When the referee, in his own discretion, realizes that this is what they are doing, what does he do? He flashes a yellow card. Sometimes it could even be a red card. Sometimes the player could even be banned for several matches, depending on the gravity of the time-wasting offense. So for you to think that the fact that the judge is there for justice means that you can drag any case unnecessarily till your dirty party comes into power 40 years later, so these people can be set free. No, sir. It's not going to work. There's a new sheriff in town who has Ghana at heart. My brother, my sister, this said, well, the lawyers can go and petition the CJ. And the Chief Justice of Ghana, Justice Bafo Bonnie, is a very, very knowledgeable man. He's not there for nothing. He is there to make sure that justice is delivered and delivered properly. My request to the Chief Justice, if I may, is that with all respect, bring back the other photo. That thing that the judges and lawyers put on their head, in fact, is becoming absurd. With all respect, this is a colonial legacy. I don't know. Somebody told me it's some dead white people's hair that they have woven together to put on their head. These were worn by the lords and the woo, you know, in the days. Yes, it's a professional thing. But I think once we are independent, if we still want to put something on our head, maybe we can put kente. And I will be happy if judges in Ghana start wearing fugu to court. How many people agree? Fugu and maybe kente. Imagine a judge wearing this kente on the head instead of that thing. And a big one, kente, like that, and chow chow, and he goes to sit in the court. My Lord, I think the word Lord will make more meaning with the kente and the fugu than this one. With all respect, when I look at this, the dressing and the gloves, you know where my mind goes? Undertaker, career of corpse. Imagine in the night, if a judge or a lawyer wears this and is standing in the dark, and all of a sudden you turn and see this person in the dark. When you run home, what are you going to say? That you saw a what? But if the person was wearing kente, they say, oh, nana, na esumuye, ade. But with this, be honest, you will run, won't you? We are looking for the best for our country, with all respect. With all love and respect. I would love to see our judges and lawyers wear fugu, wear kente to courts. Like in the days of Kwame Nkrumah, when a lot of our MPs represented Ghana in kente. Our footballers, the Black Stars, I was told, I saw some pictures, kente. Oh, Lord. It's beautiful. If we are truly independent, let's give them their legacies and hold on to ours. This is an intellectual debate. What do you think? For Chairman Wontumi and his lawyers, nothing would stop this trial from going on. And nothing would save anybody who is guilty. My prayer is that may justice be delivered. Akyem Chief sentences NPP to 40 years in opposition. Wow. Wow. His name is Nana Obodade. He's a powerful chief. And the interesting thing about this chief is that he's an Akyem chief. Now, the former president of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, is an Akyem. He's from that area. So it's taken for granted that there's a lot of support for the party of the former president, the NPP. Now the Akyem people have a history that is related to the NPP. Far before the NPP, the parties that gave birth to the NPP were in bed with the Akyems, a very powerful group of people in Ghana. We can talk about Nanase Oforiata the First. We can talk about so many other great people and politicians who came in that line. Of course, there were a few that also had sympathies for the CPP, Kwame Nkrumah's CPP, and even became ministers in the government of Kwame Nkrumah. But the majority of the Akyem people have strong sympathies and ties with the NPP. So when this man, Nana Obodade, decided to come out vehemently against the party that is the mainstay of the Akyem, and against his own brother, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, many were those who found it interesting. He's received threats. He has spoken again. And this time round, unequivocably, he says the NPP, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, and Bawumia, and all the people bettered by these two people should stay in opposition for 40 years and beyond. To those who don't know who this man is, run the dossier and see exactly who he is. He's called Nana Boedi Amponim Obodade the Third. Nana Boedi Amponim Obodade the Third. And he is a prominent Ghanaian traditional leader, currently serving as the Krontihini or Kontihini of Akyem Aswom in the Eastern region. He is widely recognized for his vocal and often controversial commentary on national politics, frequently using his platform to advocate for governance reforms and accountability. He is the Krontihini of Akyem Aswom. He has advocated for traditional leaders to have a more permanent and prominent role in Ghana's development, arguing that chiefs have a lifelong commitment to their communities compared to the short-term tenures of politicians. And he's made sense. That's correct. In 2025, just last year, he expressed interest in serving as the Eastern Regional Representative of the Council of State to advise the presidency on national issues. Did it happen? Certainly not. Maybe it's yet to happen. Nana Obodade the Third is known for his blunt public statements, particularly regarding the New Patriotic Party and the NDC, the National Democratic Congress. He has been a sharp critic of the Akufo-Addo administration, describing the country's economic state under that leadership as dire. He famously labeled the 2024 NPP presidential hopefuls as what? Sankwas. And Sankwas in the Ghanaian parlance simply means unfit or of little value. Sankwas. He believes in the need to institutionalize oral communication within the government structure. He maintains that traditional authorities are the true long-term stakeholders in the progress of their respective towns. And he supports Mahama a lot. He praised President John Dramani Mahama's leadership, comparing it to that of Ghana's first president, Kwame Nkrumah, and has expressed strong support for Mahama's 2025 administration. He is a vocal proponent of Operation Recover or Loot, oral, urging that the initiative be institutionalized to investigate and recover state resources. He advised the NDC chairman, Johnson Asedun Ketia, against contesting for the party's flag bearership to avoid internal divisions. And we all remember that. But would he listen to Nana Obo that day the third? Nana Obo that day has spoken. And this is a very short tape. Less than a minute. My brother, my sister, let's listen to his newest epistle to the NPP and the people of Ghana. Watch this.
That Ghanaians must sentence that generation of thieves, that generation of robbers and looters to 40 years in the wilderness. Anybody that had anything to do with President Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration should be sentenced to 40 years political wilderness. Right from the national level to the regional executives to the constituency, the MPP owes Ghana that to clean up the whole system and allow a new breed of people who are selfless and who want to serve this country. That Ghanaians must sentence that generation of thieves, that generation of robbers and looters to 40 years in the wilderness. Anybody that had anything to do with President Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration should be sentenced to 40 years political wilderness. Right from the national level to the regional executives to the constituency, the MPP owes Ghana that to clean up the whole system and allow a new breed of people who are selfless and who want to serve this country.
Nana Obo Dade the third. Nana Bodi Amponim Obo Dade the third. He said anybody who has anything to do with Nana Addo and Bawumia, right from the national level all the way down to the regional level, the party level, should all be part of that predicament. 40 years of political wilderness. In other words, they should be sent back into the bush like the elephants that they are. 40 years, they should never return to power. Now, his whole king in the area, Akyem Hene, they simply call him Oche Hene. My brother, my sister, is somebody who is seen to have strong sympathies for the NPP. But this guy has become very, very uncontrollable. He's an outlaw. And when he speaks with facts. He speaks with power. He speaks with honor. And he's so fluent. He says 40 years in political wilderness. The NPP should go there. And that shouldn't end there. Anybody who has ever had any ties, political ties with Akufu Addo and Bawumia should be part of the political alienation. 40 solid years. My brother, my sister, he's angry. And what is the reason? He says there's the need for a total cleanup. They dirtied up the place, and it's time for them to be sent out so the place can be cleaned of the dirt. Number 2, it's time for them to go so that selfless people who are ready to serve can now be introduced so the nation can heave a sigh of relief. Un soupir de soulagement. My brother, my sister, this is Nana Obodade the third. And he has spoken without mincing words. And anytime he speaks, he shakes the nation. He's a believer of John Dramani Mahama. And he believes that chiefs must play a very important role in the politics of the nation, because they are the true long-term owners of power and not the politicians. Nana Obodate, Piao. Nana Piao. Mr. Piao is the black pot, aka Kokushonemo, where we speak truth to power.
Okay, abusua we ne ensema ekoso ewo political highway so chairman Wontumi and I see a court a man strong one in a enye easy. Kurabeda masasa mo jepene kokoti za ensem we edemai aha gossip politics TV so.